The Winter Wonder skins are, as a style of design, rarely particularly interesting, but they really aren't supposed to be. They are seasonal skins, cosmetics that evoke a certain time of year, and whatever else you can say about Zeri here, yeah, she does do that. Lots of white and blue, eyes all over her costume, big fur coat, and fur lining on everything. So, in that sense, it is a successful skin design, and being a legendary, it does come with a few fancy custom animations, specifically focused around Zeri as an ice skater. In her base form, of course, she skates on her electrical powers, so this skin is just taking that idea and making it literal. And those animations do look nice, with a lot of nice key poses and very appealing twirls and posture. I especially like her home guard animation here, which has a lot of playful joy to it. Still, I can't help but nitpick it a little bit. If you wanted Zeri as a figure skater, which is what both her animation and the skin bio heavily communicates about her, then this costume just feels kind of boring. It's partly down to the demands of her silhouette. Zeri is designed a lot around her big heavy coat, and so in this skin she has another big heavy coat, but with some fur lining on it to make it winter-like, and underneath she wears a fairly dark blue dress, also with fur lining. Relative to the flamboyant and often very colorful expressiveness of figure skating outfits, this does feel a little bit drab as a skin. The idea seems to be to deputize the visual effects to do the heavy lifting with passive sparkle effects, which works to a degree, but it doesn't make the costume itself any more interesting. When she ults, her coat turns into translucent ice sheets, and the dark base dress becomes a bright monocolored unitard, which, okay, that is more figure skater-like, but it's still not very visually interesting. It's mostly a fairly flat color without any real contrast, meant to serve the purpose of communicating her powered-up state. I can't help but feel like having the translucent coat of ice sheets be the default would make her base state more interesting, while losing the coat but keeping some of the darker contrast colors on her unitard would make her alt state feel more impactful and different, like she's throwing off her coat to put on a big show and then putting it back on afterwards because she gets cold. She even has a voice line that suggests this. Again, the skin is good and this is nitpicks, but just because Riot is now trying to sell cosmetics for $250 and $500, that doesn't mean that the $15 legendaries get graded on a curve. They are supposed to be top of the line, and they get sold at the price of an entire decent indie game.